Ilia Topuria,
Why?
because he's a fake.
Wow. Why do you say that?
I mean, on the real life, he behaving different. On the camera, he's talking shit and like completely different guy.
Don't think he owns that jet?
Oh my god! No way he owns that jet.
Why not?
You know how much cost that jet?
No idea.
Approximately maybe 20 mil.
Arman Tsarukyan that much, I don't have nothing against him, but to be honest, right now, he is the guy to fight for the belt.
So, Arman Tsarukyan is making it clear he wants a shot at Ilia Topuria and that lightweight belt. Coming off a huge win, he's putting the pressure on. But it seems Ilia isn't interested in the fight. In response, Arman is publicly calling him out, even labeling him a coward. He's also taking personal shots, mocking Ilia's nicknames and saying he dislikes him more than Islam Makhachev. The core of his complaint is that he believes Ilia is completely fake, presenting one persona for the cameras, while being someone entirely different behind the scenes.
At the Islam fight, and can I just ask which one means more to you? Just the opponent, beating Islam or beating Ilia?
Right now, beating Ilia.
Even though the history is with Islam? You have more of a history with Islam, right?
Yes, I do have, but he moved to 170s and he's not going to come down anymore.
Okay. Who would mean more in terms of beating? Like, who don't you like more?
Ilia Topuria,
Why?
because he's a fake.
Wow. Why do you say that?
I mean, on the real life, he behaving different. On the camera, he's talking shit and like completely different guy.
Beyond that, Arman strongly feels that Paddy Pimblett is essentially a UFC project, someone being pushed to the top without earning it. He contrasts this with his own journey, where he's had to fight for every bit of recognition and constantly prove himself against doubters. He emphasizes that he's the real deal, having climbed from the bottom of the rankings all the way to the #1 contender spot. Meanwhile, Renato Moicano, who has no personal stake in the matter, completely agrees. Looking at Arman's record, with his only recent losses being incredibly close fights against top-tier opponents, Moicano believes he has absolutely earned his title shot.
Arman is very, he's very vocal about wanting to be next, to fight for the belt, to fight Ilia. Do you think he should be next?
Hey, Ariel, you know me, I don't like Arman Tsarukyan that much, I don't have nothing against him, but to be honest, right now, he is the guy to fight for the belt. I think with the performance that he had, and if you watch his record on UFC, like, he only lost to Ganra, and that was a very hard fight. There was a split decision, if I remember. Maybe I'm mistaken, but there was a close fight, and then he lost to Makhachev on his debut, like with very short notice. So the guy against Joel Alvarez, he did a very good job, and now he beat Charles. Was a split decision too, but after that one, I think he's the #1 contender. I think he should be fighting for the title next.
And Renato Moicano just can't understand how Paddy Pimblett is ranked in the top 5. When he looks at Paddy's recent wins over fighters like Tony Ferguson and Bobby Green, he doesn't see the resume of a true title contender. From his perspective, there's no logical reason for the UFC to be positioning Paddy for a championship fight. What's more, that decisive loss to Max Holloway still looms over Paddy's record, undermining his claim. Because of all this, Moicano is firm in his belief that there is no debate. Arman Tsarukyan should be the one fighting for the title next.
I think there is no doubt. Like, if you're trying to see who is the best contender, I think right now, with no doubt, is Arman. I think UFC is not gonna have any option to put Paddy Pimblett. Paddy Pimblett is #5 right now, but let's be honest, he just beat Tony Ferguson, fucking Michael Chandler, and I don't even remember who, somebody like Bobby Green, and he's #5. Doesn't make any sense to put Paddy Pimblett to fight for the belt right now. And even Justin Gaethje, he won his last fight, but he lost to Max Holloway before. I think, no doubt, Arman should be fighting for the title next.
Arman Tsarukyan himself is also speaking out about the lightweight rankings. He's openly questioning the logic behind Paddy Pimblett jumping into the top 5 after defeating opponents who weren't highly ranked themselves. He draws a sharp contrast with his own career path, pointing out that he had to string together 5 or 6 wins against tough competition just to break into the top 15. It seems to him that while he had to grind for years, Paddy was fast-tracked into the top 5 after just a couple of wins.
Bro, how you can beat like a number 12 or number 13 and became number 5? I was beating everybody in our division. I beat like 5. I was on the 5 or 6 win streak to get in top 15, you know? And like, this guy just beat 6 people and like he's number 5.
He's also taking aim at Ilia's public image, suggesting that the flashy lifestyle he portrays isn't entirely real. Arman is essentially calling it all a facade, claiming that Ilia isn't nearly as wealthy as he leads people to believe. He's particularly skeptical about the claims of owning a private jet, which would cost around $20 million. In his view, the whole act just doesn't add up.
I'm not rich like Ilia Topuria flying private jets always. Like put Topuria nickname under the carpet.
Yes, I saw that. You don't have that?
I don't have jet. You're supposed to have jet, not fake like he did, like fake carpet with his name or last name, and like even how you can put your last name on the carpet and everybody like stepping on that thing.
You don't think he owns that jet?
Oh my god. No way he owns that jet.
Why not?
You know how much costs that jet?
No idea.
Approximately maybe 20 mil?
Serious?
At least 20 mil.
You don't think he's making that kind of money now?
No way. No way he's making 20 mil.
Arman Tsarukyan also wanted to clear the air about his own situation, shutting down any rumors that he's become wealthy and lost his motivation. He insists the opposite is true, explaining that he works harder than anyone in the sport. He says he approaches every single day with the mindset that he has nothing, and that's the fuel that drives him to keep pushing. On the flip side, you have Ilia Topuria, who has his sights set on a massive fight with Islam Makhachev. He's proposing a special catchweight bout for a sort of pound-for-pound title, and even suggested the UFC could create a brand new belt just for that matchup.
Pero bueno, vamos a ver, a lo mejor hago un combate y después en verano hay alguna fecha en la que sí que me dejen subir de categoría y pueda pelear por el tercer cinturón, o se cree un nuevo cinturón llamado el Pound for Pound en un peso pactado en donde nos encontramos los dos y peleamos por ese cinturón de libra por libra. Así que vamos a ver, hay muchísimas opciones, como siempre. Vamos a ver lo que depara el futuro.
And Ilia Topuria isn't pulling any punches when it comes to his opinion of Islam Makhachev. He's gone on record calling him a boring fighter, using Islam's most recent bout as a key example. He pointed out that his opponent offered almost no resistance and seemed to have no desire to truly engage in a fight. Ilia's take is that Islam has a repetitive style, always focused solely on his own game plan, without any regard for creating an exciting or entertaining spectacle for the fans.
Bueno, Islam ahora se ha convertido en campeón de peso welter. La verdad que me decepcionó muchísimo su actuación, pero más que su actuación, la que me decepcionó más fue la actuación del campeón pasado, de Jack de la Madalena. La verdad que lo vi poniendo cero resistencia, lo vi como que con cero ganas de realmente estar en el combate, ¿no? Islam finalmente hizo su trabajo, lo que siempre hace, pelear súper aburrido, le da igual el público, que no es la forma en la que yo veo y me proyecto en este deporte, porque yo siempre apuesto para entretener a todo el mundo, de que la gente cuando invierte su tiempo, sus recursos para ir a verte, que realmente estén contentos de la inversión que hacen.
It's worth noting that Nate Diaz expressed a similar sentiment a while back. He also described Islam as a boring fighter and questioned his status as the #1 pound-for-pound athlete in the UFC. Nate's argument is that Islam's resume lacks truly impressive, high-profile wins, and that his recent fights have been forgettable. Because of this, Diaz doesn't believe Islam's name even belongs in the conversation for the top spot. For many observers, that title still belongs to John Jones.
Sure.
What about Islam?
They just throw that shit. They just throw shit out like that. He's been here for like 2 minutes and he ain't beat nobody that's great.
Oh.
And they think I'm fucking just hating, but I'm like, that's because we got our differences. But there's shit that I seen that I'll just remember forever. So when you get that shit like that, and you got whatever Islam did, and it's like that don't even match. Like I ain't seen nothing from them motherfuckers at all. I can't even remember anything but getting bored in his all them fools last fight. So that name didn't even thrown at those guys. Yeah.
But here's a different take. Tony Ferguson is actually quite impressed with Islam Makhachev's career trajectory. He believes Islam is successfully building his own legacy and is finally stepping out from under the immense shadow of his mentor, Khabib Nurmagomedov. Tony explained that for years, Islam remained in the background out of respect for his team, but now it's his moment to stand on his own. He sees Islam as his own man, focused on his present accomplishments rather than past comparisons. Ferguson then added a playful jab, suggesting that a little training at his academy would make anyone a better fighter than those coming out of Dagestan.
Do you think that Islam already surpassed Khabib's legacy now that he was lightweight and now welterweight champion?
Well, I think when Khabib's dad was there, I think his cousin was in the shadows, not wanting to pass him, just because out of respect when it goes into like your teacher and your coaches and certain things like that. I think when everything was all said and done and Khabib retired and the family things and so on and so forth, that he finally had his time to shine. I think he's his own athlete. I don't think he really concerns himself about Khabib or anything else that what he's doing. I think at the end of the day, I mean, we're all athletes when it comes down to it. We're trying to pass it and pay it forward to the next generation of athletes. But I tell you what, 1 or 2 years at Tony Ferguson's camp in the academy, and you'll be better than Dagestan wrestlers any day.
On the other hand, Renato Moicano has a very different opinion, rating Ilia Topuria higher than Islam Makhachev. He stated directly that he believes Ilia is the best fighter in that weight class today, while he acknowledges that Makhachev's grinding, dominant style is incredibly difficult to overcome. Moicano sees Ilia as the more complete martial artist. He thinks that although Islam has the edge in pure wrestling, Ilia is a threat to finish the fight anywhere, whether it's on the feet or on the ground. He even suggested that Ilia has the potential to become one of the greatest fighters of all time.
I think Ilia Topuria is the best fighter right now on the lightweight division, and it's going to be tough, to beat Makhachev, because Makhachev has a game like that is very boring, but it is what it is right now. Like, it's very hard to beat Makhachev, and I think even on the pound for pound rankings, because the like 2 belts and all that stuff. But to me, Ilia Topuria is the best fighter in the UFC right now. Like, if you talk about striking and grappling wrestling, Makhachev might be better on the grappling wrestling, but Ilia Topuria is a knockout artist and a grappler and a submission artist. I think he is one of the best, and he definitely could be the greatest of all times. I think Ilia Topuria has everything together,
However, Renato Moicano isn't as confident about Ilia's chances if he decides to move up in weight. The reality is, Ilia isn't a particularly large lightweight, which would make the jump to the 70-pound division a significant challenge. Still, after witnessing the stunning knockout of Alexander Volkanovski, he's not ruling anything out. Moicano believes Ilia would certainly be the underdog in a higher weight class, but if he were to move up and win, that accomplishment would, in his eyes, solidify his status as the greatest of all time.
Do you think if he moved up to 170, as he is saying he wants to do very soon, he can win at 170 and beat Islam over there?
I don't know if he can beat Islam. I think that would be very hard, especially him being that small. He's not big even for a lightweight, But I don't doubt him. A guy that knocked Volkanovski out, knocked Max Holloway out, knocks Charles Oliveira out. I think he could possibly go to 170 and beat Topuria. He will not be the favorite for sure. He will be the underdog. But if he does that, he's the greatest of all time, no doubt.
Meanwhile, many fans feel that Ilia Topuria needs to focus on defending his belt against the top contenders in his own division before even considering a move up. Daniel Cormier is in complete agreement with this sentiment. DC sees Arman Tsarukyan as the one true contender who undeniably deserves the next title shot. While he thinks Paddy Pimblett is an exciting fighter, he believes the division's best are clearly Arman and Ilia, especially with Islam Makhachev likely moving up. Cormier also found it strange that Paddy entered the octagon to confront Ilia, questioning whether a single win over Michael Chandler truly merits a title opportunity.
I think Paddy Pimblett's fun. I think Paddy Pimblett has a bright future in fighting. But I believe that the two best lightweights in the world, if Islam Makhachev is now the welterweight champion, it's Arman Tsarukyan and Ilia Topuria, bro. And that's not even in question anymore. I thought that Paddy Pimblett getting in the octagon after Ilia won the belt was, to me, it was a little bit odd because I didn't feel like him beating Michael Chandler should have warranted him being in that spot. I thought that the biggest issue would be trying to do away with the images of Paddy in the cage with
Daniel Cormier also provided a detailed breakdown of why he considers Arman the most dangerous possible opponent for Ilia Topuria. He pointed to a combination of factors, starting with Arman's significant size and strength for the division. He then highlighted his high-level wrestling and his very effective striking. But the key factor is his ability to completely control his opponents on the ground. DC believes this well-rounded skill set makes Arman a massive threat, capable of applying the same kind of relentless pressure and control that is characteristic of a fighter like Islam Makhachev.
Arman Tsarukyan last weekend. Bro, he's big, he's strong, he can really wrestle, he can strike, he can do just about everything, and his top control is what's a real issue. And I believe that's the problem. That's the scary thought for anyone that are Ilia Topuria fans. Because if there's anyone that could replicate that game of Makhachev, or at least to a degree,
is for Arman Tsarukyan. He's making his own position perfectly clear. He is not interested in fighting anyone else right now, unless it's for the championship title or if it's a massive fight against Conor McGregor. He has stated that there is no chance he will take another bout before getting his shot at the belt. If the opponent isn't Conor McGregor, he would rather not fight at all. He also threw in a confident jab, claiming that he would be a total nightmare matchup for Conor.